Hey folks, Will Brink here, www.brinkzone.com. Today I want to talk about methylhexaneamine, or DMAA, which is basically the popular energy pre-workout stimulant. Right now it's all the rage, it's big talk on the forums, and I wanted to cover a couple maybe essential points about DMAA. It's a CNS stimulant. Probably most people know that and certainly have experienced it. Um, I guess my issue with it is there's not a whole lot of modern human data with this compound. The safety data that exists, as far as LD50 type data with animals, shows it to be pretty safe. Looks about as approximately as toxic as caffeine. So it doesn't appear to be particularly toxic stuff. At least in LD50 animal studies and such. And I would say that probably used alone as an energy supplement, it's probably safe for most people most of the time. Feedback from users is very positive. People seem to really like the stuff, and that's fine. My biggest issue with it is, again, there is a lack of human safety data and just modern data in general. And when it comes to stimulants, a lot of compounds, but specifically stimulants, CNS stimulants, 1 + 1 doesn't always make 2. Sometimes 1 + 1 makes 5. And it can do that in specific systems. That is, it may be specific to blood pressure, it may be specific to some system that you don't notice or don't feel. And in certain people with pre-existing conditions, maybe, elevated blood pressure they don't know about or something. I'm just, speculating. But the point is, it is very common for certain compounds, CNS stimulants, and other drugs to get an exaggerated response that is beyond what you might expect. That is, the 2 + 2 is not 2, it's 5. And there are a lot of products, and also people just in general, when I see taking DMAA, but now you see them in products and formulas, whatever, taking additional caffeine or thiophyllene or theobromide, and so on and so on and so on, and you just see, stimulants on top of stimulants, and that's where I really start to have an issue here. Again, I think used on its own, it looks like fairly safe stuff, and people seem to really like it. But at the same time, I think we're going down a really slippery slope here, where you just keep adding stimulants on top of stimulants, and something's going to happen to somebody, and then it's going to be, in the news, and it's going to be a big deal, and it's bad for everybody. It's bad for the industry. It's obviously bad for, the end user, and there's sort of a race right now to who can make the most, mind-exploding pre-workout stimulant drink, and I think that is really just potentially a bad idea. And again, I don't know what they're putting necessarily for doses when you see all of these stimulants listed together, because again, you're usually seeing proprietary blends, so you don't know. It might just be a smidgen of each to look good. But the issue is, and my advice here is, if you're going to use DMAA, use it by itself. And if you like it, great. I do not recommend using it with other stimulants, CNS stimulants, added to it. If you're going to do that, use the DMAA by itself, see how that works, and add in, your other one by itself, see what happens, AE, caffeine. I mean, I know some people that are combining DMAA with caffeine and ephedrine. Again, I do not advise doing that. They said they're fine. I just don't think it's a smart idea, personally. So that's my advice on this supplement. I think it's generally safe. I'd rather see more human data, but it's not, again, some sports orgs, of course, have banned it. So obviously, if you're in a sports org that tests, you might definitely obviously want to check in your sports org if it is on the banned list. So that's my basic advice on this. And if you like this info, you find it helpful, please, like, Twitter, share. Send around the good info. As you know, I'm one of the objective, neutral voices of reason out there, trying to get the good word out to people. So if you enjoy it, I hope you come back, and I'll see you all on the Brink Zone.
Now, for more information on this topic, head on over to www.brinkzone.com, where you'll find my blog, more videos, free reports on fat loss, muscle building supplementation, fitness, health, and longevity, as well as a ton of articles in my free weekly fitness newsletter. And I'll see you all on the Brink Zone.